We are continuing making a video game, part 2. So last time, here's where I am. So if we press P, wait, hold on, we'll want to go to so we're gonna go to open up blueprints. Okay, so gonna we're gonna press add import blueprint class character and enemy, okay, enemy, I think we edit. So this is our enemy. Well, so hold on.
If you want, you could expand upon the Z a bit more. And they have you, and then you can
we're gonna close this. Now we'll want nav. Well, let's place one right here, okay. And our location, okay. Brush shape box. I think we should do the Z. Let's try 500. Okay, nothing there. Let's try 1,000 here. 1,000, okay. Let's try 2,000 here. So it looks like we'll need we'll try 3,000. Okay, good. Wait, hold on. So 3,000. Perfect. That is actually the perfect size. 3,000. Nope, we need 5,000. Okay, so now good. So now we have some coverage here. Thickness, let's try 500. There. We'll just need a okay, so now that we got this done, okay.
Expand on the Y. And if you wish to have if you want, you could expand upon the Z a bit more. And they could potentially get up here if you put enemies up there. But now this area, pressing P to disable and enable it, this is the area that they can walk around and move around. Now that we have that out of the way, we can add in our enemy and begin adding.
Hey guys, my name is Thomas Brush, and I've spent the last 5 years living the dream as a full-time game developer, selling my games on Nintendo Switch, Steam, and iOS. I've partnered with some of the world's most influential YouTubers and studios, creating independent games from my own home.
The functionality. This is going to be for the enemy charger, so let's go and edit blueprint, open blueprint editor. We're going to let's go and this is going to be for the enemy charge.
Enemy. Let's add an enemy. Move here. Now we're gonna add an enemy right here. Okay.
Charger. So let's go and edit blueprint, Open Blueprint Editor.
Open Blueprint Editor.
We're going to add in a cube to represent our enemy.
Cube.
We're then going
Okay.
to just expand this cap.
Well, we want this full screen. Search. So cube. Enemy.
In a cube to represent our enemy. We're then going to just
Ah.
expand this
Add components. Okay. Cube. Okay, good.
capsule component, the radius to something like that for
Hold on, wait. So now, hold on.
now. Component.
Where's radius? Radius. Let's see. Elements that. Hold on. So we'll want to go to the shape, right? Yeah. One. Apex. I don't see it.
The radius to something like that for now. The radius.
Okay, so we'll need the shape. Yeah, okay, so I don't see where we can change the radius.
To something like that for now.
Like,
And we're going to add a new component we haven't used before called pawn sensing. And if you click on this component, you have a bunch of various options you can change. Whoops. Over here. So hit compile. Click on pawn sensing, and after you hit compile, you will be able to
Hold on, we'll add so we'll want to add a component. Where is it? Come. Pawn sensing. Physics. Huh.
and we're going to add a new component we haven't used before called pawn sensing.
Okay, so we'll want to add component. Add component. So skeletal mesh. Consense. Oh, sensing. Add component. Okay. Pawn sensing right here. Pawn sensing. Okay.
And if you click on this component, you have a bunch of various options you can change. Whoops. Over here. So hit compile.
Huh. Hey. Where is it? Pawn. Let's try adding a component. Okay, pawn sensing. Pawn. Add component, okay. pawn sensing. We have pawn sensing. Hold on.
Click on pawn sensing, and after you hit compile, you will be able to.
Okay, so it looks like we do this. We do pawn sensing. New enemy. Now we can do pawn sensing. Pawn. How do we do this? Pawn sensing. Okay. Oh, we should be in viewport. Huh. Enemy. Hey, I wonder what happens when we play it. Control Alt Delete Task Manager and Task. Now we'll have to relaunch it. Unreal Engine, launching it. Okay, so now we go to Content, Blueprints, Enemy. Hold on, and now I gotta... Now we'll want add P. Really? Did that really? Okay, so we'll want to go to nav. Nav mesh bounds volume. Okay. P. Nav mesh bound volume. Okay, actually. So now we click on this. Now we'll want to do this. We'll want to go to X. We'll want, what was it? 3,000. 3,000. We'll need like, we'll try 4,000. Okay, that's good. And then for Y, what was it? 5000. Perfect. Now that we have all of this, wait, now Y should be like 4,500. 4,000. Well, there we go. So now we have all that.
Hit so okay, walk around and move around. Now that we have that out of the way, we can add in our enemy and begin adding the functionality. This is going to be for the enemy charger, so let's go and edit blueprint, open blueprint editor.
Well, edit blueprint, open blueprint editor.
We're going to add in a cube to represent our enemy. We're then going to just expand this capsule component.
So we go edit blueprint, open blueprint editor, put it on the compile, asset, enemy. But now we should be taken into this. So we'll want to component, edit blueprint, open blueprint editor, open full blueprint editor, viewport, okay. We'll want enemy, add component, we'll want square. Wait, how do you spell square? I just had a brain fart. Oh, it's cube. Cube, and now we'll want, okay.
The radius to something like that for now.
Component.
And we're going to add a new component we haven't used before called pawn sensing. And if you click on this component, you have a bunch of various options you can change, whoops, over here. So hit compile, click on pawn sensing, and after you hit compile, you will be able to mess around with these settings. You'll also notice that you will see them in the editor as well. First of all, we have the vision angle, which is the vision cone, and the radius, the angle they can see at. For this video, I'm just going to keep it something like that. And if you wanted, you could change the sight radius, which will bring it back down, but I'm going to leave it at 5,000. The other properties are not needed for this tutorial, but have a look into them. They have really great things for hearing and such other things like that. If we go into the event graph, we can delete these nodes, and we can begin using the pawn sensing. We can click on it, right click, add events, event dispatcher, and get add on cpawn.
Out of that.
The character that we are controlling.
Okay, so add event, add on cpawn, on
Controlling in the default FPS template is a character, and it is a pawn. Because it is a pawn, we can access the FPS character through this node. In order to access it, we need to drag it out and type in cast2. If you are using a different type of character for your own game, this is where you would be able to select your own character.
2.
In our case, we're going to go to cast2 first person character.
Cast 2. Cast to first person. Cast to first person character. Okay.
The reason why we want access to the first person character is because we want to get access to the world location of our character so we can move towards it. We're then going to drag out and access the AI. So type in AI and you'll get AI move to. This will allow your AI control
AI move to AI simple move to actor. AI move to. Nope. We'll want to delete this. AI, then AI move to. AI add AI. We want AI move to the location. Hold on, so
controller to move to a specific and access the AI.
AI.
So type in AI and you'll get AI move to.
Okay. AI, and then we'll get AI move to.
This will allow your AI controller to move to a specific location. The location, you can set either a destination, which would be a vector in the world, or you can set a target actor. In this case, that's our character, and the pawn is the object, the AI's object is going to move. So in this case, it is self, because it is moving itself to a target actor. If you were to hit compile and save, minimize.
Okay, so we'll want to do this. And then we'll want to do self. Get a reference to self. And we'll put self there.
This window and rotate the file and save.
Okay, so
Minimize this window. If you were to hit compile and save,
compile. Okay, compile, save, save. Okay.
minimize this window and
Minimize.
rotate this around. We can now hit play and it will move towards the player. If
Play.
you want,
Okay. So really what you want to be doing now is just and now we can just shoot it. Huh. Escape.
to change the speed variables, you don't do that here. The power of a character is that it has a bunch of pre-set up stuff. So if you were to check out the character movement inherited, and you were to scroll down to the walking, you can change the max speed. If you were to
Character movement, walking, max speed. That's way too fast. I think we're gonna do 4,500. Now we're gonna enter it, and now we're gonna save that.
set this to something like 150,
Oh
Compile.
wow, he's doing like 150. So let's try 150, cause yeah, that is so fast. We'll save that.
save, you'll notice is a very slow enemy, much more like a zombie.
I think we should do like
Something the player could easily kill.
actually like
That is the
do-
basics of setting up an enemy to charge at you.
And we're gonna save. And now we're gonna play this. Haha. Now watch. Allow.
Feel free to change and play around with all these variables on the side to modify the enemy's movement. The next enemy we're going to create, so we'll close that off. We will right click and duplicate. We're going to call this the BP underscore turret, enemy turret.
BP
This could
underscore
be any type of enemy that is stationary and
Turret.
fires projectiles at the player. Because we're firing projectiles, we no longer need to use the AI move to, but
AI
we still
move
want to
to.
sense the player and cast towards it.
Okay, so first I'll say
When we see the player, we're going to want to do a few things. The first thing is we want to create a sequence, as we're going to be running
one.
two things at once. The first is,
So-
of course,
We need a sequence. So come on, make a sequence. How do we spell it? Sequence. HD, so seek.
to create a sequence.
Sequence.
As we're going to be running, is we want to create a sequence.
Okay, so we'll do. So watch. You drag this, and then we'll want to do C. Sequence. Sequence.
As we're going to be running two things at once. The first is, of course, the ability to look at the player. So we want to rotate the enemy. The second is shooting a projectile. We're going to begin first with the look at. And in order to do this, we will set actor rotation.
Set.
We can then
Actor.
figure out what our unit of
Roll.
rotation is, and there is a really great node for this called find look at rotation.
Find. Look at.
It takes-
rotation.
Two vectors, the start location and the target location, and then it will look at this target location. You can plug this into new rotation.
New rotation. Okay, we'll want find. Look at rotation. Find. Look at rotation. Okay, so return value. That's what we'll want to connect.
And what we want for start is the get actor location.
Get actor location.
So it gets our own location.
Get actor.
And then for the target, we simply want to get the first person character, get location, get actor location,
Get actor location. So, and then watch. For and now get actor It's me, that's me. And now you as first person character, you do it to there. There's this,
and plug that into target.
and plug that into target, just like this.
The next thing we want to do is spawn the projectiles. Before we spawn the projectiles, we want to see if we can spawn a projectile. So we'll create a new variable.
Variable. Where are variables? Add new. Where is it? Variables. Add a variable.
And this will be called spawn projectile.
Spawn.
We can then get this variable
Hold on. projectile. Spawn projectile, enter.
Cool. Drag out from the first sequence section and create a branch. We will then plug in the spawn projectile into this branch. If we can spawn a projectile, we'll drag out true,
Hold on.
and we'll use the spawn actor.
Wait, hold on. What do we do?
We will then plug in the spawn project variable, drag out from the first sequence section, and create a branch. We will then plug in the spawn projectile into this branch. If we can spawn a projectile, we'll drag out true, and we'll use the spawn actor from class. The first person character comes with
Hold on. So now we'll want spawn
a projectile. The first person, and we'll use the spawn actor.
Spawn actor. Spawn actor
From class.
Spawn
The
actor
first person
from class. Spawn actor from class. Spawn actor from class. Okay.
A character comes with a projectile, so select class, and we want to just
Hold on. What?
a projectile, so select class,
Select class.
and we want to just type in here projectile, and you get first person projectile.
First person projectile.
The location is something we have to set up for the transform. So go back to your viewport, go to add component, type in scene, and drag out the scene.
Wait, hold on.
Type in scene,
Add component.
and
Scene. Okay, add component. Scene. 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 And we'll wanna
drag out the scene outside of the collider, somewhere about 150 away, and we will call this the projectile spawn location. We can then go back to the event graph,
wait, hold on, where do we type it?
150 away, and we will call this the projectile spawn location.
Projectile spawn location. So now call this the projectile spawn location. Enter, and now let's save it.
We can then go back to the event graph.
Event graph.
Say hello to the VoiceMod soundboard, another way to amplify yourself.
What's this? I'm watching a video on how
Drag out the projectile spawn location,
projectiles
and then we can drag out from there, get transform,
get transformed,
and put that into
get rolled,
from there, get transform,
get transform, get transform, get transform, get up there, get world transform,
and put that into the spawn transform.
spawn transform.
The next thing we want to do is, once we've spawned a projectile, we need to add an impulse to it. In order to add an impulse to it, we just simply drag out the return value, add impulse. We want to add it to the sphere,
Impulse.
connect
Add impulse.
that node into this node,
Wait, hold on. So, return valve. Target. Wait, hold on.
impulse. We want to add it to the sphere,
Oh, okay. So, delete this. Sorry, guys. we'll want delete this. So add impulse. Add impulse sphere. And then we'll okay. Drag
Connect
the target to the return
that node into
valve.
this node. And then we want to figure out the impulse amount. For every time you do a projectile, it's quite simple. It is the forward vector of one of these objects over here. The whole object's really rotating, but I found the cube worked really well, so just grab the cube, get the forward vector, and then
Forward
we
vector.
can time.
We want the forward vector. Forward get forward vector on the get forward vector
Times the forward vector by a float. We can times the forward vector by a float.
float turn file. So we'll want to drag this. Oh, what the get forward? Really? And we want float. So it looks like really? Really? I think compile. We'll save it. Hello?
Then we can times the forward vector by a float.
Forward vector. Wait, what if we do this? So we're gonna compile and let's try playing. No. Pause. Stop. Compile. Let's save this. Or maybe if we do it like, it looks like this. Okay, maybe with the enemy and BP turret. Let's look at the viewport. Look at how small it is. Event graph. Delete. Really? place a new node.
Soil.
What?
Did Dad say you can get? Did Dad say you can get on that? No.
Well, Mom can say. Thinking of video game. Ugh. Look, Lucas, I want to show you something.
Is that your own video game?
Yeah, I made it. Watch.
Why is that like a white boxes? The heck? The heck? The heck?
It's called White Box Chasing You. And shoot weird orange balls at it. Or you die.
What does kill you? Wait, do they come upstairs?
No, they can.
The heck?
And you can just fire. I'm gonna stop playing it.
And create more stuff.
BP turret now. Well, we're gonna save this. So I'm pretty sure it's all saved. And we're gonna do task manager, and task. Hopefully it doesn't delete anything. Unreal Engine. Open project. I'm gonna reopen it. Blah, 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 blah. Restore selected. Okay, now we're gonna go back to content, blueprints. Where's open? Enemy, okay, BP turret. BP turret. Blueprint. Okay, so we need a content, blueprints. Let's open this blueprint. Dismiss. Then okay, so good. Enemy, but where's BP turret? Full screen, maybe. Where's BP turret? No! Did I literally just lose BP turret? Oh no. Okay. So now we need float. So we get float. Vector. Where's times? Vector times float. Okay.
And plug that into impulse. If you want, you can create a variable for this float. So create variable, and this will be the shoot amount, or the shoot.
Okay, so create variable. Shoot amount. Shoot amount. So we'll get shoot amount.
Shoot force, depending on what you want to use.
Shoot
Change the
force.
variable type to float.
Variable type to float. Change variable. Okay, so now it's float.
Bring this, get that, and then drag that into the float section. We can then give this an amount. So I suggest ticking velocity change and then maybe making this something, make sure to hit compile, something like 200 for now. If you don't tick velocity change, you're going to have to make this. So I suggest ticking velocity change and then maybe making this something, make sure to hit compile, something like 200 for now. If you don't tick velocity change, you're going to have.
Hold on. Shoot them out. So 200. Okay, compile, save.
To make this number enormous. We're also going to make sure to tick spawn projectile, so it can spawn a projectile. And this number enormous. We're also going to make sure to tick spawn projectile, so it can spawn a projectile. And
Hold on.
tick spawn projectile, so it can spawn a projectile. We're also going to make sure to tick spawn
Projectile, true, compile, and save.
projectile, so it can spawn a projectile. And after the turret has shot at us, we're going to want to make this false, so it cannot continuously shoot. So I would drag out here and set spawn
Wait,
projectile.
hold on.
The turret has shot at us. We're going to want to make this false, so it cannot continuously shoot. So I would drag out here and set spawn projectile.
Set
Scroll all the way down,
spawn.
and you can set spawn projectile, which will
set
be false.
spawn.
Then you can
False.
add a delay.
Delay, and now we'll want to add a delay.
And this is how long you want to wait before you can shoot again. Maybe 1.5 seconds. Then we can do another set spawn projectile
Every 1 second.
and tick it back to true.
Compile. Wait, what do we do?
Then we can do another set spawn projectile
Projectile.
and tick it back to true.
Spawn projectile.
Compile and save that, and we can test if it works and see what works and what doesn't work. So go back into the scene, drag in the BP underscore enemy turret.
Okay, so now that we've got a BP enemy turret, I think we should have a few of them. I think one there, like one on the staircase, and then I think we should have another BP turret right there. And then I feel like we should have like another enemy. And then let's play save current. Okay, and now. And so now we have projectiles shooting at us.
Sure.
What?
Do you want mood rings handed out for Valentine's?
Yeah, sure, mood rings seem good.
Why are the blocks for me?
Because I programmed them to. Well, they can't follow me when I'm on top of them. You like my gun?
I'm on Roblox.
No, I made this game. Just how you make.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to make this enemy face away so it doesn't chase me. And I'm going to make this enemy look at the player I'm going to hit play. And it's rotating and shooting project.
I should have done this. Duration 0.5 seconds. I'll save, compile. And now we're gonna try it out. So now we're gonna go up. We're gonna press E. Wait, which one's? So where's player spawn? Okay. We'll have it look away so it won't. Okay. Oof, we can make that long, a long boy. Or thin, like paper thin. Now we're gonna try playing it. It won't fire again. BP turret, okay. So, spawn projectile. No, this one shouldn't, but this one's false. And that. This should spawn it. Compile and save. Now we're gonna close this. I feel like I'm playing Fortnite, but you can't duck. With those peak headshots. Wait. What?
Mom wants to.
Can you tell her to come down here?
No. She wants to go up.
Here, tell her to come up.
No.
Dude, you can just hit bullets. And there's actually an effect. Well, this is fun so far. Okay. Hold on. Well, so we'll continue this in a minute, but my mom wants me, so goodbye and watch next time, part 3 of this.